Alright, good morning YouTube. It's Nick with NK Landscaping as usual again. It is currently January 8th, a little brisk 31 degrees in the morning. We've had a string of very nice weather, 50, 60 degrees. Today's a little something different. So, I got the truck here, which is normal. And I got the trailer here, which is normal. But what's behind it is something a little different. So, that might look a little new. I bought a house. Well, me and Steph bought a house. So, as you can see, I got the truck here. Our cars are here. And the dump trailer is here. Why is the dump trailer here, you might ask? Well, the excavator's here. But, you may notice a lot of stuff. This trailer's full of a lot of stuff. Let me give you some backstory. This house it's on my mom's side of the family. This was my grandparents' house. So my grandfather, my grandmother, my two uncles, and my mother lived here. They built this house in 1970. My mom was 7 at the time when they moved here. They moved from, I believe, Brooklyn. So this was their house. And grandfather passed away in the 90s. I never got to meet him. But long story short, my mom and my uncle moved out. So it left my uncle taking care of my grandmother here. And at this house, everywhere. So the property goes up pretty far. It's about 3 acres here, including this pond and a pretty expansive backyard. So everything I know about equipment and driving tractors and cutting wood and everything came from this house. I literally learned how to drive a tractor and mow a lawn in this front yard. This tractor, you may have seen it in some of our other videos. It doesn't go out a lot because it's kind of my personal tractor. This is actually my uncle's tractor. He bought this for this house. And, you know, unfortunately, my uncle passed away. I hope I'm getting the date right, but in March of 2020, he had pancreatic cancer, so unfortunately that took him out pretty quick. But I credit that Uncle Joe, with teaching me the majority of the skills that I have that I put to use every day here. So yeah, I learned a lot here, and it's kind of nice to be back full time. So I got a lot of projects to do here. I mentioned the junk. So I guess you could call my uncle a collector of sorts. He was a carpenter by trade. So you can see there's a lot of wood. But towards the end of his life, he really started collecting. These are our wheelbarrows from our yard, but now this is a reduced version of what was here by quite a bit. We've been cleaning this out for a couple of years. He sure liked to pick things up and store them. He loved Sears and Craftsman, any sort of wood tools, any type of deal he could get. And as you can see, there's everything. I mean, this is from his pickup truck. Give him that. This is where we used to do firewood splitting. There was a shed here. I brought that to my property, figuring I was going to be building a house there. Lo and behold, the shed's got to come back here. But this is where I'm going to be doing my firewood splitting. So, like I said, we've cleaned up a lot of the junk here. And to be fair, there is junk, of course. There's a lot of stuff here in this pile. But on the other side of that, you may have seen in the beginning of the video, there's a 2-car garage. And aside from that 2-car garage, there's a whole workshop room of the house. And they're both filled with industrial carpentry equipment, Craftsman tools, all sorts of stuff. So he really collected everything. And that's fantastic. So, coming back here now. Got the excavator. So, that's my shed. But you can see that white house over there. The property line is like at their driveway. So I go all the way over to there. And you couldn't see it down there, but there's a house right over there. My property line goes all the way over to there. And I'm still not 100% sure about this yet, but I think it goes to this rock wall and then it might jut back. There's like a ridge like right there. And it cuts all the way over to the neighbor's house. That's like 15 or 17 acres of currently undeveloped land. Used to go up there as a kid, and it's a beautiful like mountaintop that has been cleared at one point, but there are some marking stakes from surveying, so I think someone's going to be doing something with that property. But name of the game with the excavator here, this property, like I said, they bought this house in 1970, so this is year 52 of this property being in the family, and they didn't take down trees unless the trees took themselves down, or they really needed to take them down because they were in bad shape. Now what that's left me with is a lot of trees that aren't in the best shape. So they got holes. We got a lot of, that one right there. There's a bunch. There's one right there, right behind it. Those, the Y trees where they started as one. I don't know if they got injured at a young age, but they split. What happens with a lot of these, this forms a pocket that holds water and leaves, and it rots. And these can be pretty dangerous, but they're everywhere. And they're big. This thing is huge. You know, I wear a size 11 shoe. It's a big tree. So I got a lot of those. So what I've been doing is taking down a bunch of trees, mainly the smaller ones, to open up some space. My end goal with this property is a long time, because I got a lot of work to do inside, and you know, money only goes so far. I have that garage, which is great. It's more of a woodworking shop. You can just fit a car in there. I am, by trade, technically, my degree is in diesel technology. I enjoy working on vehicles and motorcycles and all sorts of things, including stuff like this. I do all of our own maintenance. I cannot fit anything bigger than a car in that garage. It's not tall enough. It's barely wide enough. So the plan is to eventually, let me see if I can kind of give an idea of what I want to do. But you can see through here, directly that way, I've roughly cut in a road wide enough to at least get a pickup truck through here. Still have to take down that cluster of trees. That's probably my last trees that I have to take down in that area to get a truck to right here. The road's gonna come through, and somewhere in this area I'd eventually like to put up a building. Nothing crazy, just a either a pole barn style or like a metal building shop for the landscape equipment, being able to work on that stuff, the trucks, you know, hopefully have a 2-post lift in there. Because like I said, we do all of our own work, and it does save a lot of money. So, but I'm gonna get started here. You know, the whole point of the video is not to just talk about this, although it is kind of cool. I'm gonna be taking down some more trees, so I'm gonna get this excavator fired up. I gotta fill it up with diesel, and unfortunately I can't get the truck back here, and I don't feel like walking the excavator to the road, so I'm gonna have to do it with cans. But it doesn't hold that much fuel. I'm gonna go ahead and get this started up. We're gonna fill up a can, come back here, get this thing greased, and I'll have you watch me take down some trees and clean up this mess. Like I said, the temperatures are coming back down. It's been wonderful. It's been like 60 degrees. It's insane for January. So the ground has been not at all frozen, and I haven't been burning wood to the same amount that you would normally if it was in the 30s or the 20s. So now it's getting colder. January is actually showing back up, and we'll see a cold start here. Not too bad, but yeah, I don't want the ground to freeze, because then I can't do anything with it. So camera won't turn on. There we go. I'm gonna get everything warmed up, set up for today. I'm gonna take down some trees. So I'm gonna post this video in between all of my other videos. I have a bunch staged. You've been seeing them. This is going to be more of a real-time update. Hopefully you guys are enjoying everything with the move and everything. It's been a little crazy around here, so I had pre-edited a bunch of videos, and hopefully that, you know, held me over. But I do want to thank you guys for watching. It's fun. Alright, let me get set up here. It's cold. I don't think I'm dressed properly, but I'm gonna be in the excavator, so let me get set up and we'll get moving. So nobody wants to hold a gas can, right, or a diesel can, so you put it in the bucket of your tractor and you fill up your excavator with it, right? I'll tell you, holding these Shurikens, I love the Shuriken. If you haven't ever seen one, it's got this foldable spout and it's got this on-off switch right here, and then you fill it in the back. They're super sturdy. That's like the only gas can we run here, but they take a while to empty. Like for filling up like two-stroke equipment, leaf blowers, chainsaws, it's fantastic. Even lawn mowers, it's not that bad. But when you have, you know, the excavator holds like 12 gallons of fuel, so you need like 3 of these cans to actually fill it up. It takes a long time, and you're standing here holding it like, you know, belly button height. It's not the easiest thing to do. So get in the bucket of the machine and it's a lot better. Let me get this filled up, get it greased up. We'll get working. All right, so hopefully I got you guys in a good angle. Normally, you know, during the season, I work with the window open and I clamp you guys to the lower glass. So hopefully that's a good angle, but I got the machine kind of warmed up. I'm just raking back some of this vegetation. When I take down these trees, I don't want this stuff getting mixed in with my stump holes, because then it'll just rot over time and just make a mess. So just getting this all pulled back, giving the hydraulics a chance to warm up. They are quite slow when she's cold. So I'm going to take down this tree to our left here. It's probably a, I don't know, 10-inch, 12-inch tree at the bottom. Yeah, maybe 10-inch at breast height. A little wider at the bottom. It should come down really easily. But the whole goal here with this property, like I said, I do eventually want to put a building back here, but right now, like, I can't even get the excavator back here and move it around very easily because there's so many trees. If I wanted to bring a truck back here, it's nearly impossible. There's no way you're bringing a trailer back here. So we're just doing a little bit of forest management, I guess you could say. I want to leave these big, nice trees. There's some beautiful trees back here, but some of this smaller stuff, it's just, it was able to grow for too long, so there's a lot of unhealthy trees back here. And then maintenance of this part of the property has always been a nightmare. I remember helping my uncle, you know, back here. We didn't have leaf blowers. It was all rakes and you know, I still have it. I'll have to bring it out for one of these videos. But he's got an old Sears SS15. It's a Sears Suburban tractor. Great tractors. And we just roam around the back here with the tractor and a wagon, filling it up with leaves and sticks and wood and all sorts of things. And we'd have a, you know, compost pile. You know, like I said, I learned how to drive a tractor with a trailer. I learned how to back up a trailer here. So I want to kind of get this property, you know, these trees, some of these younger trees were not here when I was a kid. You know, I'm 28 years old, and I think I started driving the tractor when I was 4 or 5, I can't remember, but I do remember it was right around there. So we're basically at the point where we can take this tree down now. I got that kind of cleared out of the way. We'll drop the bucket, pick up the ripper. Now, I've done a bunch of these already. You know, like I said, it's kind of been hectic, and I've been getting moved in, and there's all, if you think there's a lot of stuff outside the house, you just can't imagine what the inside looks like. So me and Steph and my whole family have been going around inside, really getting everything cleaned up. So I've been trying to spend as much time as possible outside, but I gotta clean the garage out, all sorts of things. So I'm gonna follow this thing directly to my right, I think. So come back here, take out the rearmost route. It's our leftmost route at the moment, but oh yeah, she's in there. The ground's starting to get a little bit of frost in her. Nothing like it should be in January. There she goes. Come on. Now it's funny. So this town that I'm in is 10 minutes away from where I was living at my parents' house. Number one, they have a lot more oaks over here. We don't have many oaks by us. And they, or at least in this area, there's a bit of shale, which we really don't have a whole ton of. So, let's see. I'm trying to sort all the rocks, too. To be doing it. up this log however you want. And then of course, you know, putting the grapple on. The grapple is awesome for tree work, at least. Like I've mentioned in the past, I'm not a big fan of it for logs. But for tree work, it's great. The only thing that stinks with the thumb is that you can only pick up a piece of wood that's 90 degrees to you. Now, of course, you can spin it and move it around, but at least with this, you have the ability to kind of rotate your log without having to, you know, smush it all around in the dirt. Because I do have to say, you know, when you do have to cut up, you know, if you're not sending these to a mill and you're cutting them up for firewood, the less you have to drag them through the dirt and push them around, the less dirt that's in the tree, and it just keeps your chainsaw blade a little sharper because it's not having to fight all the dirt. So I'm basically gonna go around. I'm gonna clean up all the stuff that I've cut up, and then we'll find another tree to take down. GoPro's running low on battery as usual. They hate the cold. I think I have another battery in my pocket. I did grab one, but I'm pretty sure it said it was dead, even though I charged them before. There's always something with these GoPros. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. It's a long one, I should say. No problem. So yeah, I'm just kind of haphazardly placing these right now. I'm just getting them out of the way. And then I come through with the grapple later. I clean up all the mess of all the branches. And then I actually can sort and stack the log length pieces. I try to get all the little branches, but when the trees are upside down, can't always do that. I'll come back through later and I'll get those. Alright, I'm gonna swap back to the bucket, clean up a little bit, and then we'll find our next victim. Okay, I don't know what you can see, but right in front of us was where that tree was. So I've kind of gone through, I scraped up all the leaves. I got a nice big pile right here. And I just kind of bladed off this area. It almost doesn't look like the tree was there. That's the whole goal. So, I think what I'm gonna do, it's a little tricky. So this one right here, he's leaning to the left a little bit. I don't want to drop him that way because, you know, that's like my house and my tractor and there's a bunch of stuff there. So the goal would be to drop him this way. It's just, he's got a pretty heavy lean. I don't know if I can do that. So I may hold off on that, but that's okay. There's no lack of trees. This little guy right here is gonna go down. This one directly in front of us is dead. Dead. And then right in the middle, right there, that guy's got to go. That's in the middle of my like main path for now. So, you know, if I want to move these logs over to where I'm going to cut them, I kind of got to take him down. So, I think actually right now the goal may be to swap over to the grapple and start moving some of this junk out of the way. All these barrels and stuff are going to be getting scrapped. I've been using a couple of them as burn barrels for other wood, but I may move some of these pallets up here. There's also just a bunch of firewood it's old now, it's pretty useless, but I gotta clean it up regardless. So I'm probably gonna swap over to the grapple, do some cleanup, and see where that takes me. Alright, we got the grapple on here. So for sorting these logs, like I said, I really don't think there's a better attachment. The gripper is good. Grapple is better. Just the fact that you can spin this thing around to any angle that you need, plus you have the tilt, and it's just the fidelity you have with it. It's literally like grabbing something with your fingers. It's just as tricky okay. But for smaller stuff, it's just, you sit there all day looking like a doofus, trying to pick up a little rock that, you know, you as a person could pick up no problem, but you're struggling here with this little excavator. So this is just my temporary staging area for trees, just because I can't access the area that I need to put them in yet. So just getting everything stacked up, gets it cleaned up. I gotta move these stumps, and then I can just start grabbing. Whoa, that's heavy. I can just start grabbing some stuff, like the barrels and whatever, and moving them. I guess you could use the pallet forks for that, which I do have here with me. It's just, sometimes I just want to be able to grab. Sometimes it's a little tricky just to get the pallet forks under stuff. And I mean, how else are you going to move the buckets? Yeah, I guess if the buckets are already on a pallet, you could do it, but most of them are not. So another thing the grapple's really good for is stumps. The only thing that fights you with that is that the grapple is pretty heavy. But you can grab a lot of stumps. This grapple opens wider than the thumb on, I don't even know, this thing's huge the way it opens. So I doubt I can get both of these stumps here, but I guess I'll make an attempt. Another thing that I have read, oh yeah, there's no way I'm getting both of these. This guy's huge. This is like that's like a 16-inch tree at the base there. I have seen some complaints from people with the steel wrist grapple. Now I don't have anything to compare it to, but the grip strength, it's not like a thumb. A thumb, you can crush things. You can pick up, you know, a 55-gallon drum and just crush it like a soda can. You can do a lot of damage to a lot of things with a thumb, and this just does not have that, you know, squeeze power. And it is a lot slower to open and close than a thumb. But again, it's a trade-off that you make. It's a lot more versatile. You can't twist a thumb. You can't, you know, you can't spin a thumb. You can't tip a thumb. A thumb is a fixed point on a machine. So I don't know. A lot of people seem to like CMP attachments. I think they're in Minnesota. I could be totally wrong on that. I'm pretty sure they're in Minnesota. They're made in USA. So a lot of people will put a CMP grapple with a steel wrist top hitch, like an S coupler, like I have. I have the S40 coupler, and they really like that. So I don't do enough work like this to really justify the purchase of another one of these, because this does work. And I don't know, you haven't even seen a whole lot of videos from me with the grapple. I find that I can do a lot of the work without it, just because the steel wrist is so versatile. But for tree work, I guess, tree work and rock work, you kind of need it. So I'm getting these piled up. You can kind of see right in front of me there, there's like a hole in the ground. So that was like my uncle's like prior burn pit right here, tippy. So I'm gonna clean those leaves out of there. Today's gonna be a little windy, but I do eventually want to have a burn pile right there, and that'll just make it easy. I can throw pallets in there and things, and I don't have to worry about the nails dropping on the ground. They'll be right in that pit, and I can clean that out at some point. But I'm gonna keep going around cleaning up junk. You're getting low on battery here, and I'm thinking that this is already a pretty long video. So it's a quick little update. I'm sure there will be tons of videos to come from this property. There's a ton of things to do, So I'm gonna finish it off here for now. You guys will be back to regularly scheduled Wednesday programming after this video. Today's Sunday, so maybe there's a chance I get this out tomorrow, Monday, the 9th? Tomorrow? Boy. yeah, tomorrow's the 9th. So I'm holding you guys upside down, so it might look a little awkward, but as usual, I want to thank you guys for watching. It really does mean a lot to me. I see the comments. I try to respond to every single one. I know we've had a couple weird videos the past like 3 or 4, but it's just how it is, the day in the life. It's the stuff that we do. So as usual, big thanks, guys. If you want to throw a like, a comment, subscription, it means a lot to me. If you don't have to. It's fine. But thank you. I'm super happy here to be in my own house finally with my fiance. We're gonna get married after this. This was a big step for us. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.